All right, everyone, let's get started. Today, we're diving into the remedy Grisea.
So, Grisea, you might know it by its common name, Ambergris. It's a really significant remedy in our Materia Medica, and it comes from a pretty unusual source, a morbid secretion of the sperm whale. We classify it as a nosode. Now, why is this one so important to know inside and out? Well, it's not just for your exams, though it's definitely a favor there. It's also crucial for effective clinical practice. So let's pay close attention.
Okay, so here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the constitution and mental sphere to get a picture of the patient. Then, we'll jump into the really key physical and peculiar symptoms. After that, we'll look at its respiratory characteristics, cover its modalities and relationships, and then wrap things up with some high-yield revision notes and a quick quiz to see what's stuck. Sound good?
All right, let's dive right into Section 1, Constitution and the Mental Sphere. Getting a clear picture of the patient profile is absolutely fundamental if we want to prescribe accurately.
Okay, let's turn to the source itself. I'm going to read directly from Alan's Keynotes here. For children, especially young girls who are excitable, nervous, and weak. Nervous affections of old people. Nerves worn out. Lean, thin, emaciated persons who take cold easily. Great sadness, sits for days weeping. After business embarrassments, unable to sleep, must get up, sep.
Okay, let's unpack that. What are the key takeaways here? First, notice the patient type. It's often suited for the extremes of age. We're talking about nervous, excitable kids, especially young girls, and also the elderly, who are described as having worn-out nerves. Physically, the picture is of someone who is lean, thin, and emaciated. And mentally, we see this profound sadness sitting and weeping for days. But here's the absolute exam highlight, the thing you have to remember, the ailments from. The insomnia comes after business worries or embarrassments. That combination of a nervous, thin constitution with sleeplessness from business stress, that is a classic top-tier identifier for Ambergris.
Moving on to Section 2. Here we're getting into the really juicy stuff, the key physical and peculiar symptoms. And you remember from the Organon, right? It's these strange, rare, and peculiar symptoms that often seal the deal and confirm our remedy choice.
So, before I just give it to you, let me ask you this. What do you think is the single most unique, most frequently tested symptom of Ambergris? This one comes up in competitive exams all the time. Any ideas?
All right, let's see what Alan has to say. The answer is right here in the text. The presence of others, even the nurse, is unbearable during stool, frequent, ineffectual desire, which makes her anxious.
And there you have it. This isn't just a keynote, it's what we call a grand keynote. It's huge. The patient has such extreme shyness that they literally cannot pass a stool if anyone else is around. This leads to anxiety and what we call tenesmus, that ineffectual, straining feeling. For your exams, I cannot stress this enough. This symptom is an unmistakable 5-star indication for Ambergris. You have to commit this one to memory.
Okay, that's the big one, but there are other important physical markers. Let's look at the original text again. Ranula with fetid breath, thuja. Sensation of coldness in abdomen, cow. Discharge of blood between periods, at every little accident. Leukorrhea, thick bluish-white mucus, especially or only at night. Costum, myrrh, night, ac.
So let's break that down. First, you've got ranula. That's a cyst under the tongue, and it's paired with bad breath. Second, notice that peculiar sensation of coldness in the abdomen. Then, in the uterine sphere, there are two really critical points. One is metrorrhagia, which is bleeding between periods, and get this, it's triggered by the slightest things, like a long walk. And two, and this is another one to highlight, pay close attention to the leukorrhea. The description is very specific, it's thick, it has a distinct bluish-white color, and it's specifically worse at night. These are the kinds of details that help us differentiate it from other remedies.
All right, on to Section 3. Let's talk about the respiratory system, specifically the very unique cough of Ambergris.
Here's how Alan's Keynotes describes it. Violent cough in spasmodic paroxysms with eruptions and hoarseness. Worse talking or reading aloud, drostra, phos. Evening without, morning with expectoration, hyos, whooping cough but without crowing inspiration.
Okay, let's dissect that cough. What do we need to pull out of that description? First, its character. It's violent, it comes in these spasmodic fits, and it's accompanied by belching. Second, and this is a huge point for exams, look at the aggravation. It gets worse from talking or reading aloud. Third, you've got a clear time modality. The cough is dry in the evening, but it's productive, meaning there's expectation, in the morning. And finally, here's a crucial differentiator. It looks a lot like whooping cough, but it's missing that characteristic whoop on inspiration. That's a key detail.
Okay, time for Section 4, Modalities and Relationships. As you all know, this is absolutely vital when we're trying to differentiate Grisea from other similar remedies.
So, let's look at what makes things worse, the aggravations. You'll see things like warmth, whether it's warm drinks or a warm room. Music is a big one. Also, the presence of many people, lying down and right after waking. And of course, we just talked about talking or reading aloud. Now, what makes things better? The ameliorations. Think cold. Cold air, cold food, cold drinks. Also, they feel better after eating and when they get up out of bed.
Now, for your comparative studies, which you should always be doing, it's really helpful to know which remedies share a similar picture. So, you'll want to compare Ambergris with remedies like Actea racemosa, Asafoetida, Coca, Ignatia, Moschus, Phosphorus, and Valeriana.
All right, we're heading into the home stretch. Section 5 is all about high-yield revision notes. This is where we boil everything down to the absolute must-know points for quick recall, especially for your exams. So, here it is, the summary of Keynotes. If you remember nothing else, remember these. 1. That nervous, thin, worn-out constitution. 2. Insomnia that stems from business worries. 3. The grand quote, right? The presence of others is unbearable during stool. 4. Metrorrhagia, that uterine bleeding from very slight causes. 5. That very specific bluish-white leukorrhea that's worse at night. And finally, number 6, the spasmodic cough that's aggravated by talking aloud. These are your essential, non-negotiable points. And to help lock that in, here's a simple mnemonic using the name itself, Ambra. A is for anxious, with an aversion to others during stool. M is for music aggravates. B is for the bluish-white leukorrhea. R is for reading aloud aggravates the cough. And the final A is for that feeling of abdominal coldness. Hopefully that helps it stick. Okay, to wrap things up, let's do a quick knowledge check. I've got a few multiple-choice questions here just to test how well you've absorbed the material.
First question. A key guiding symptom of Ambergris is a spasmodic cough that is characteristically made worse by what? Is it A, cold drinks, B, eating a meal, C, talking or reading aloud, or D, rising from bed?
And the correct answer is C, talking or reading aloud. Why? Because, as we saw, the source text explicitly states the cough is worse talking or reading aloud. That's a defining modality you have to know.
All right, next one. In Ambergris, the presence of others is unbearable during which specific activity? Is it A, during meals, B, during sleep, C, during conversation, or D, during stool?
You got it. The answer is D, during stool. This, of course, is the remedy's most famous and defining peculiar symptom, its grand keynote. Easy points on an exam if you know it. Okay, last question. The leukorrhea of Ambergris has which distinct color and modality? Is it A, yellow, worse in the morning, B, greenish, worse from walking, C, bluish-white, worse at night, or D, watery and constant? The answer here is C, bluish-white and worse at night. The original text is super precise on this, describing it as thick, bluish-white mucus, especially or only at night. It just goes to show you how critical it is to remember both the character and the modality of a symptom.
So to wrap this all up, I want to leave you with a final thought, a little clinical puzzle. Think about everything we've just covered, all those modalities. Now imagine your Ambergris patient goes to a concert. You've got crowds of people, loud music, and it's probably a warm room. How is that patient going to feel? That scenario is like a perfect storm of all the remedy's key aggravations. Thinking through situations like that is how you really start to master Materia Medica and apply it in the real world. That's all for today. Be sure to review your notes.